Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of
Ninjala!
So Ninjala is a free-to-play game for the Nintendo Switch that was made by GungHo Studios. It's basically if the Inklings from Splatoon were actually ninjas and they liked chewing gum. You have 8 people in a match, and you can either have a free-for-all or you can have a 4v4 team battle. And by the way, this footage that I'm going to show you is from the beta for Ninjala, and the actual game is going to come out on May 27th, so there might be changes or fixes, you never know. It's, things are subject to change. Now that you kind of have an idea of what it is, let's get ready to tap into our inner Naruto. This tutorial will be focused on the sword because, well, I think swords are cool. So certain moves will be different depending on the weapon type, but most of what I'm going to show you is going to be the same for everyone. Alright, well, starting off with the basic actions, of course if you move the left stick, then your character also walks around or runs around depending on how far you push it. Next you have jumping, and so if you press B to jump and you press it again, then you'll double jump. And the timing of the second jump doesn't really matter, so you can use it whenever. Next you have wall running. If you walk up or jump onto a wall, then you'll stick to it. But if you try to attack while you're on a wall, you'll unstick, so be prepared to hold the left stick forward towards the wall to stick back on. Okay, now here's where we get to the cool stuff. So you gotta use ZR to do your basic combo. One full combo is pretty much enough to beat an enemy, but if it doesn't, you'll eventually just knock them away or knock them down, depending on which combo you use. If you tilt the stick left or right while you're attacking, then you'll turn into a Dragon Ball character and start teleporting around the enemy. And not only does it look really cool, but it's also good for changing up your combos instead of going in for a direct dash. It also has a different finisher, which seems to blast them away pretty far. And next there's parrying. If 2 people attack at the same time, then they'll start clashing. The winner of the clash is determined by which direction you choose. It's pretty much just rock, paper, scissors, but with directions. One thing beats and loses to another. If you win the clash, then you'll get an opportunity to combo them for free. Also, if both of you either choose the same direction or don't press anything, then the effects of the clash will get more intense with each strike. But sadly, it doesn't actually change how much damage you do in the end. Another way to activate the parry phase is to press ZL when you get knocked away. So you may have noticed how the game kind of soft locks onto an enemy when you're near them, but if they're moving a lot, it might be kind of hard to keep up with them. This is where you'll need to click in the R stick in order to hard lock onto an enemy. And as you can see, the camera locks onto them a lot better than it did before. And next we have the morphing mechanic, and so if you press A, you'll morph into an object, and in this case a box. While you're morphed, you can still jump on the walls and you can run around if you need to. There are also certain abilities that can force your opponent to morph, which will render them helpless. So it depends on your weapon type though, not everyone has it. Alright, so if there's an incoming enemy and you want to dodge, and you quickly press the L button and you'll dash in any direction. It can also be used to kind of dodge an enemy and then attack right after, kind of like a counter. But be careful though, dashing takes up 1 unit of S energy, which is that little yellow bar over there. As you can see, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the basic actions alone, but there's still much more you can do in this game. So now we'll be moving on to the special techniques and the gum actions. If you look to the lower left corner, you'll see these symbols that are assigned to certain buttons. There's also 3 more abilities that are shared between every type. If you hold ZL and then press ZR, you'll blow up and shoot gum towards your enemy. It doesn't really do that much damage, but you can bind them for a short amount of time. The range on this attack is also really good. I can't really confirm if it's infinite or not, but it can go across the whole training field at least. If you hold ZL without pressing anything else, your gum could be used as a shield. The opponent will get staggered if they hit the shield, but it also doesn't last forever though, so you better make sure you come up with a plan before it deflates. And if you have 8 units of S energy, you'll have a giant bubble shield. If you're in the air and you press ZL and B, you'll fly through the air for a short amount of time. But this takes up 3 units of S energy, so make sure you have enough. If your weapon breaks, then you'll need to hold ZL and press A to craft a new one. And if you have 8 units of S energy, then you'll craft an even bigger weapon. And well, now that you know how to fix broken weapons, it's time to know how to break them. If you press R, you'll do a break attack, which can leave the enemy defenseless. This is a good move, but the range is short and there's a lot of end lag, so you make sure you can definitely hit them with this move. If you do, then you can basically get a free win. Okay, if you press Y, you'll do a special move that'll do lots of damage, but it also has a cooldown time, so you can't spam it. And there's also your strongest move that you can activate with X. And this move has the longest cooldown because, well, it's your ultimate attack. You'll also be invincible while using your ultimate attack. Now you may have noticed that I mentioned having 8 S energy units will make certain things stronger. And if you look at your S energy gauge, you'll notice that you definitely don't have 8 bars to fill. Well, this is where the drones come into play. While you're in a match, these things will spawn in different points of the map, and if you destroy one, you'll get an extra bar of S energy. Alright, so one more piece of advice before I end this video. Having the most points does not ensure you victory. Certain players can get bonus points for either breaking the most drones or getting the most knockouts. So just when you think you're gonna win, someone might swipe the victory from you, so please destroy as many drones and get as many knockouts as you can. Well, I gotta say, I'm really excited for this game. You know, like, Splatoon's cool and all, but Ninjala is not only more accessible, but it's also more complex. So, yeah, if you have a Switch, just try it out when it comes out on May 27th, please. Just try it out. You don't even need Switch Online or anything, just try it, please. But, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.
Got my gloves all ready for the rumble, let's go, it's a face off. Sticky move, I'm ahead of the game. Using my technical brain, let's kick it. High speed with the clutch line. No beef in the lunch line. If you wanna know the time, it's crunch time. Will the next contender please step forward? Ready? Fight. I'm a natural.